All right, so we will take our time getting set up here. We're going to start out today on our backs. So you can find a lying down position that is comfortable for you. I see Sally and Bob. Hello, my friends. Excellent. Okay, so we'll start on our backs. You can find Shavasana if that feels good. You can bring the bottoms of your feet together, allow your knees to fall out to the side. If it is not comfortable for your lower back to lie down flat, like in Shavasana, you're welcome to bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. That can alleviate low back pain. And you can also put a blanket or a pillow or two underneath your knees. That can also help alleviate any lower back tightness in this position. So let's find something comfy. You can even get yourself under a blanket if you'd like to. Beautiful. And then as we start to settle into this first posture for today's practice, just take note, do a simple little body scan. Notice if there's any tightness or tension anywhere in the body. If you need to shift or make any physical adjustments, please feel free to do so. You can even play around with where your arms are positioned, rock your head side to side, rock your knees side to side. Just coming into the physical body here. Once you feel like you're in a position that is sustainable for a few moments, you can shift your focus over to your breath. As you inhale here, allowing for the expansion of the front, the back, and the sides of the rib cage. And as you exhale, allow it to be an opportunity to release and to let go. If you've noticed any spots of tension in the physical body, you can send a big inhale to that spot. And then allow your exhale to release that tension and let it go. We'll take several more breaths just like this. So taking note of the physical body and the breath together and allowing for release of tension. I'll make my way over to my mat, and as I do, you can find 5 more big full breaths. Taking 1 more big breath here, full inhale. And a full exhale. And then in your own time, you can gently bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor if they're not already there. Moving any props, pillows, or blankets off to the side to give yourself a little bit of space. And then we'll just pause in this posture on our backs here with our feet flat, our knees bent, and just notice how the physical body feels here. Perhaps rocking those knees side to side if that feels good. And then we'll bring those knees gently back to center. Draw those knees into the chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, and give yourself a big hug here. And again, just take notice of the physical body in this posture. If there's an intention you would like to set for today's practice, take a moment to set it here. Let's find a full inhale and a full exhale. And then as those forearms are around those shins here, we'll rock and roll long ways on the spine, coming up into a seat with legs loosely crossed, or you can find butterfly posture with bottoms of the feet together. Once you make your way up to your seat, feel free to make any shoulder rolls you would like to make here, forwards and backwards. A gentle rock of the head side to side. And then we'll bring ourselves back to stillness, rooting down firmly through those sit bones here. Allow your shoulder blades to relax. Let's inhale those arms overhead, press your palms together. We'll exhale, thumbs to heart center. Twice more coming into the breath. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. One more time. Inhale, press those palms together overhead. Exhale to draw thumbs to heart center. This time we'll inhale those arms overhead. And then as we exhale, we'll take a gentle twist over to the right. So place your right hand on your right hip, left fingers on top of that right thigh. Shoulders are nice and tall. You're gazing over to the right. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to center, palms press overhead. We'll exhale, gentle twist to the left. So your left hand is on your left hip, right finger's on that left thigh. Torso is nice and tall here. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. Inhaling those arms together overhead, press your palms. Exhale to draw thumbs to heart center. And then we'll place those hands on those thighs here. We'll do 2 rounds of seated cat-cow. So roll your shoulders back, chest comes forward. You can gaze up, find an inhale. As you exhale, roll your shoulders forward, tuck in your belly and look down. One more time, shoulders roll back, inhale, chest forward. You can gaze up here. And then we'll exhale to roll those shoulders forward, tuck in your belly button, look down at the floor. Bring ourselves back through to a neutral spine here. And then we'll make our way to a tabletop position. Let's check our alignment before we do any physical movement here. Fingers are spread super wide, shoulder stacks over wrist here. Your knees can be directly under your hips if that feels good, or slightly behind, whichever one you prefer. And then we'll do 3 rounds of cat-cow right here. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. We're warming up the spine. Exhale to push the mat away, dome the upper back. Second one, inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts, tailbone lifts. Exhale to push the mat away. One more time, inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. Exhale to push the mat away. We'll come back to our neutral tabletop here. Shoulders are stacked over wrists. We're gonna set those knees about 5 inches behind those hips if they're not already there. And then restack your shoulders. You might have shifted back a little bit, so you want your shoulders over those wrists. Tuck your toes under, take a big full inhale. And then we'll exhale those hips to the sky for downward facing dog. We'll take a few moments here to pedal out those legs. You can bend and straighten your knees if that feels good. You can rock your hips side to side. Any movements here that feel good. And then we'll find some stillness here for 2 big breaths. Full inhale. Full exhale. One more time, big breath in. Big breath out. Let's send those hips a little bit higher. Take our baby steps to the top of the mat. And we'll find our forward fold here once we arrive. Feel free to place a generous bend in those knees here if you'd like to. Check in with those hamstrings. Bringing those hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway to a flat back. Exhale to fold down. Let's do that twice more. Again, preparing the spine. Hands to shins, flat back, inhale. Exhale to fold. One more time, hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Plant both feet firmly, my friends. We're coming all the way up to standing. One vertebrae at a time if you can. Once that head comes up to neutral, palms press overhead, find a big inhale. Exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale those arms overhead again. Exhale, fold forward over those legs. Bringing hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. As we exhale, we're going to plant those hands firmly and take those bodies back to downward facing dog. Find a full breath in here. And a full breath out. We'll warm up those hips a little bit. Inhale your right leg towards the ceiling. We're going to bend that right knee and make some big hip circles on that right side. So we'll take it one way here. Try to keep your shoulders centered. And then we'll take those hip circles the other way. And then we'll inhale that right leg straight behind us. Find some square hips here. Exhale back to downward facing dog. One full breath in. Full breath out. Then we'll inhale that left leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Bending that left knee, making those hip circles on that left side. Taking it one way. And then we'll take it the other way here. And then on your next inhale, square off your hips, extend that left leg behind you. As you exhale here, come back to downward facing dog. One full breath in. And a full breath out. Taking it back to the right leg, inhale that right leg straight up, square hips. Exhale that right foot forward here. We'll drop that back knee down and come into our first low leg lunge on this side. Good. So that right knee stacks on top of that right ankle, right toes point forward. Shoulders are over those hips, my friends. Nice left hip flexor stretch here. Fingertips reach up. Let's find those inhales. And those exhales. Let's take 2 more breaths. Let's stay here today. One more breath. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to frame that front foot and then send those hips back here to straighten that right knee, coming into a half split on this right side. So you'll end up with your hip over your back knee here. So we're stacked to the back. Your front foot can stay flat like this, or you can bring your toes up. That's up to you. Whatever feels better. We're thinking about that right hamstring here. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll make our way forward back into our lunge. Plant your hands firmly on the mat, lift the back knee, and step it back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Let's inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. Use those square hips. Exhale that left foot forward. That back knee drops down. Finding our low leg lunge on this side. Left knee stacks on top of that left ankle. Shoulders over hips. That torso is nice and square here. Full breath in. Full breath out. Let's find 2 more breaths, everyone. One more breath. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to frame that front foot, straighten that left knee, coming into our half split on this side. So we'll set it up the same way. Try to square your hips here. Those hips are going to stack over that back knee here. And then this front foot can stay flat like mine is there, or you can bring those toes up. That's up to you. Send that breath into that left hamstring. Find an inhale. And an exhale. And then we'll make our way forward back into our lunge. Plant those hands firmly, lift your back knee, and then on your exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Inhale those hips a little higher. We'll take our baby steps again to the top of the mat. Forward fold once you arrive. Those hamstrings are a little bit more warmed up, but you're still welcome to a bend in the knees. One time here, hands to shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Coming all the way up to standing on our inhale. Palms will press together overhead. You're welcome to gaze up. As we exhale, we draw thumbs through heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale to fold forward. Inhaling, hands to shins, come on up halfway. And then we'll exhale our way back to downward facing dog. Find an inhale. And an exhale. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here, square hips. As we exhale, we step it forward, drop that back knee down. We've been here before. We're going to do our low leg lunge again. Torso comes up when you're ready. Shoulders over hips. Stack that right knee. Full breath in. Full breath out. Find another inhale. As we exhale, we frame that front foot, send those hips back. We're coming into the hamstring stretch, round two, everybody. We're going to build on this here. So again, that front foot can stay flat if you'd like. You can bring those toes up. See what feels better for your right hamstring. Full breath in. And a full breath out. And then we're going to make our way forward back into our lunge. Root your left hand down, right fingers to the sky. Let's find our twist. If you're interested in shoulder openers today, my friends, you can take that right hand and tuck it behind your lower back. Totally an option. Find another inhale. And an exhale. If that right hand is behind your lower back, bring it back up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to frame that front foot, lift the back knee off the mat, and then on an exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Inhaling that left leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step that foot forward, back knee comes down, low leg lunge on this side. Good. Make sure that left knee is stacked here, shoulders over hips. Find an inhale and an exhale. Take another breath in. As we exhale, we'll frame the front foot, straighten that left knee coming into the hamstring stretch here. Again, that left foot can stay flat. You can bring those toes up, whichever feels better here. Full breath in. Full breath out. We're going to make our way forward back into our lunge and then root that right hand down, left fingers to the sky, coming into our twist on this side. Stay strong in those legs here, everybody. Full inhales and exhales. If you'd like the shoulder opener, you can tuck that left hand behind your lower back here. Open up that left shoulder. Inhales. And exhales. If that left hand is behind your lower back, bring it back up towards the ceiling. And then everybody frame that front foot, plant those hands firmly, lift that back knee, and then we'll take it back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Send those hips a little bit higher. You can take baby steps or one giant step to the top of the mat. Forward fold once you get there. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Root down to rise up, everybody. Once that head comes up to neutral, palms press overhead, you're welcome to gaze up. Exhaling, thumbs through heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's flow again. We're going to build on that. Inhale, palms press. Exhale, fold forward. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. As we exhale, plant those hands firmly and take it back to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Inhale your right leg towards the ceiling, square your hips. Exhale to step that foot forward, back knee drops down, low leg lunge on this side. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Find another breath in. We'll frame that front foot on the exhale and straighten that right knee. Again, flat foot or toes up, your choice. See how everything feels here. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll inhale to make our way forward to that lunge again. As we exhale, right fingers to the sky, take the twist. Full breath in. Full breath out. We're going to come back to center, both hands this time on the inside of that right foot, and then walk your right foot out to the edge of the mat, coming into a bit of a lizard lunge right here. I know it's early. That back knee is already down. Right toes point forward, hug that right inner thigh in. And then you can stay here. This might be enough of a hip opener for you. If you're feeling good, you can come down to forearms, but those hips might not be ready for that here. That's okay. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. One more round of breath. Inhales. And exhales. If you're on your forearms, come on back up to those hands. We're going to walk that right foot in a little bit so that you can frame your foot here. Plant your hands firmly, lift your back knee, and then we'll step it back to downward facing dog. Big inhale. Full exhale. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling, find your square hips. Exhale to step it forward, back knee comes down, low leg lunge on this side. Shoulders over hips, find an inhale. And an exhale. Another breath in. As we exhale, we frame that front foot, send those hips back, straighten that left knee. Again, flat foot or toes up, your choice here. Full breath in. Full breath out. As we inhale, we'll make our way back to our lunge position. Root your right hand down, left fingers to the sky. Take that twist here for a moment. Find an inhale. And an exhale. One more breath in. We'll plant both hands to the inside of that left foot here. Walk your left foot out to the edge of your mat, coming into our lizard lunge on this side. So make sure your left toes point forward here. Hug this left thigh in. That's going to help square off your hips. Back knee can stay down. And then again, you can stay on your hands or you can come to your forearms. That's up to you. Send your breath into those hips, everybody. Inhales. And exhales. Another breath in. And a breath out. If you're on your forearms, come on back up to those hands. And then everybody walk that left foot in a little bit so you can frame that foot. Plant those hands firmly, lift your back knee, and step back to downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale. And a full exhale. Inhale those knees down to the mat. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. Let's find 3 breaths. At the bottom of your exhale, we'll make our way back to our tabletop position. Adjust those knees to be under hips and then slightly behind, shoulders over wrists. Tuck your toes under, find a big inhale. And then exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Let's take a breath in here. And a breath out. We'll inhale those hips a little higher. You can take your baby steps, 1 giant step, or you can hop to the top of your mat. Forward fold once you get there. Hands come to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Coming all the way up to standing. Let's press those palms together overhead. You're welcome to gaze up at your thumbs. Inhale. And then exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's check in with those hamstrings here, everybody. Feet are hip distance apart. All 10 toes point forward. We'll start with hands on hips. Roll your shoulders back, chest up, take an inhale. Exhale to come halfway down. Check out your alignment. You want to stack hip, knee, and ankle all in a line here. And then from here, depending on how you feel, you can continue your forward fold by grabbing opposite elbows. Great place to be. You can also grab onto those big toes if you'd like to It's another great place to be. Send that breath to those hamstrings. You might need a little bend in those knees, my friends, that's okay. 3 breaths. And then we'll unhook the elbows or the toes, whatever you have here. We're going to step our left foot about halfway back, coming into pyramid pose right from here. So we're going to set ourselves up. This is just a different way to get into this pose. We've been here before. Not today, other practices. We've done this pose before. Your right toes are going to point forward. Your left toes are pointing out slightly, and there's a little left to right space between those feet. And then we want to do everything we can to square those hips off. You can come up to fingertips if you'd like. If you have blocks in your practice, you can use your blocks. You can also, if you're feeling super bendy today, come to flat palms. All that breath goes into that right hamstring here, but you want to have equal pressure right foot, left foot. So let's find 3 breaths right here. One more breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to carefully step our left foot forward to meet the right, back into our forward fold. You can wiggle it out a little bit if you want to. And then when you're ready, we'll find pyramid pose on the other side. So your left foot stays where it is, right foot steps back, halfway back on your mat. Point those left toes forward, right toes point out slightly. There's a little bit of space left to right between those feet. And again, we want to do everything we can to square those hips off. You can use your blocks, fingertips here, or flat palms. Send your breath into your left hamstring, but again, we have equal pressure, left foot, right foot. Let's find 3 breaths. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way forward, so your right foot steps forward to meet the left. Feet are about hip distance apart, all 10 toes point forward. Let's bring those hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Coming all the way up to standing, everybody. Palms pressed together overhead. You're welcome to gaze up. Inhale. And then exhale, thumbs through heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana. So let's shake it out a little bit here. We'll do our balance series here while we're upright. If those hamstrings are tender, just shake them out a little bit, no big deal. So we have a couple of options for our balancing postures today. We're gonna bring that right knee up, hip, knee, and ankle, all at 90. And then we're gonna cross that right ankle across the left thigh to make our big figure 4 here. We did this on Wednesday. If you were here Wednesday, we're gonna build on it a little bit. So you're welcome to stay right here for the hip opener if you want to. If you want to start to sit those hips back and down, whoo. If you fall out of it, no big deal. You're welcome to sit those hips back and down. Great place to be. You can also draw thumbs to heart center. Keeping the figure 4 in those legs, the next version of this from here is to drop those hands all the way down onto the mat, sitting those hips lower, coming into a deeper hip opener here. Totally up to you, any of those versions, upright, chair pose, or folded forward, your choice here. Let's find 3 breaths. And then wherever you are, this is the hardest part, we're gonna stand back up again. So root down firmly through that left foot here. You can bring your hands to your hips or heart center. Torso comes all the way up, right knee comes up to 90. And then on an exhale, both feet are down. Shake it out. We'll take it to the other side. Good, root down through that right foot. Let's bring that left knee up. Hip, knee, and ankle are all at 90 to get us started here. And then we'll cross that left ankle across that right thigh. This is a great place to stay if you want to stay right here. You can also start to drop those hips back and down. A little deeper figure 4 stretch for that hip opener, that's up to you. You can keep hands on hips here. You can draw thumbs to heart center. Or if you want to go for the full forward fold, bring those hands down onto the mat. Let's find 3 breaths. There's actually an arm balance from here. Can you imagine sending your plant leg back behind you? I'm not very good at it, so I'm not going to show you. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath, everyone. And then root down firmly through that right foot. We're going to come all the way up to standing. Hands on hips or thumbs to heart center. Left knee up here. And then as we exhale, both feet down. Good, let's shake it out. Making our way back to the top of the mat if you've deviated here. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale, fold forward over those legs. Hands coming to shins, come on up halfway flat back. Exhaling to plant those hands, step it back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Let's take 2 more breaths. Check out those hips and hamstrings. 1 more breath. We'll inhale that right leg towards the ceiling with square hips. Exhale to step that right foot forward. Pop up onto your fingertips to get your balance here. We're going to pivot our left foot down. So we've got warrior 2 in the lower body. Root down through both feet. And then that torso is going to come all the way up, finding full warrior 2 on the right side. Beautiful. Right knee stacks on top of that right ankle. Right toes point forward. Press firmly through that left foot, that back foot as well. Shoulders over hips, find an inhale. And an exhale. As we inhale this time, we're going to press those palms together overhead and we're going to straighten that right knee. You're welcome to gaze up if you'd like. Here's your inhale. And then your exhale posture is back to warrior 2. Let's do it again. Inhale, palms pressed overhead, straight right knee. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Twice more. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. Good, stay here. Find a breath in. And a breath out. Flip that right palm, reach those right fingers behind you. 1 breath, inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll cartwheel those hands down, square off your hips and torso, and step back to downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. We'll inhale that left leg towards the ceiling, square your hips. As we exhale, let's step that left foot forward, pop up onto those fingertips to get your balance here. And then we're going to pivot that right foot down. So we've got warrior 2 in the legs. Torso rises up, full warrior 2 on the left side when you're ready. Shoulders over hips. Left knee stacks on top of that left ankle. Left toes point forward. Find a breath in. And a breath out. And then on this inhale, we straighten those legs, palms pressed together. You can gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. Twice more. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhaling to warrior 2. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. Pause here, my friends. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll flip that left palm. Reach those left fingers behind us. 1 breath. Full inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll cartwheel those hands down. Square off that torso and step it back to downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths here, everybody. You can pedal it out. You can find child's pose if you'd like to. If you're in child's pose, let's come back up to downward facing dog. Take your time. We'll find a breath in. And we'll find a breath out. Let's inhale forward to a high plank, everybody. We're gonna do our side plank series here. So if you would like to come to your forearms today, you're welcome to it. We'll pivot those heels to the right, root down through the right hand or the right forearm. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Good, and then everybody drop your right knee down onto the mat. So your left leg is straight, still engaged in the floor. Your right knee is down, directly under your hip. And then you're on your right hand or your right forearm, that's up to you. And then from here, left hand comes up, continue to press that left hip up towards the sky, right? So we're pushing away from the ground. Left finger's up, good. And then you can stay here, again, you're on hand or forearm. If you wanna go a little bit bigger, you can start to bring that top leg up. Trying something different if you want to today. Let's find your breath. One more breath. If that top leg's up, carefully bring that top leg down. Good, we're gonna square off back to center. And then both feet are parallel to each other. We're back to our plank. So again, you're either on hands or forearms. And then we'll take one step to the other side. So pivot your heels to the left. Right hand to right hip. Bring that left knee down. So that right top leg is straight. Left knee on the mat, you're on your left hand or your left forearm. Chest is nice and open here. You're welcome to bring that right hand up to the sky. And then if you'd like to bring your right foot up, challenging the balance here. 3 breaths. One more breath. Bring that top leg down if it's up. Square off that torso, coming back to our plank, and then feet are parallel. Full breath in. Exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Shake it out. One big breath here, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step it forward. We're gonna walk our right foot to the left, coming into pigeon on the right side. Drop that shin down, drop your back knee down. Good, we're gonna take our time getting through this one today. So your right knee should be wider than your right hip here. Lots of space for that lower back. Hips are as square as you can get them, even if your pelvis is not on the ground. If you're up, that's okay. And then we have a straight line from left hip to left foot here. This is a great place to be. If you wanna stay here today, you can. If you'd like to fold forward, you can. Forearms are great if you wanna come to your forearms. You can also bring your forehead and your belly all the way down if you want to. And then from here, making any adjustments you need to, we're gonna take 8 breaths, everybody. Here we are. One more big breath. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to carefully come out of it here. So bring your torso up. Plant your hands down firmly. Spread your fingers wide. And then we'll tuck those back toes under. Lift the back knee off the mat. And then bring ourselves back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to, you can take that right leg up towards the sky and make some big hip circles on that right side. We'll take 3 breaths. One more breath. Finding downward facing dog if you're making those hip circles. And then when you're ready, inhaling that left leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step that left foot forward. We're walking the left foot to the right, bringing that shin down, bringing that back knee down. Pigeon pose on this side. So setting ourselves up the same way. Make sure your left knee is wider than your left hip here. Pelvis as square as you can get it, even if it's lifted up, that's okay. Straight line from right hip to right foot, toes tucked or untucked in the back, that's up to you. And then you can stay here if you want to. You can come down to your forearms, or you can come all the way down to your belly. Take your time getting there. And then we'll take our 8 breaths. One more breath here. Carefully bringing that torso back up when you're ready. Plant your hands firmly here, spread those fingers wide. Your back toes will tuck under, lift that back knee off the mat, and then bring ourselves back to downward facing dog. Pedaling it out. You're welcome to lift that left leg, bend the knee and make some big hip circles again if you'd like to. We'll find 3 breaths here. One more breath. And then we'll send those hips a little bit higher. You can walk, you can step, you can float to the top of the mat. And then we'll bring those butts all the way down. We're coming into boat for 1 round of core work today. All right, we're gonna keep our knees bent today, my friends. So root down through those sit bones. You want your chest up, so we're not collapsed in. Bring your chest up. You can stay here. You can bring those arms straight. And then I'll give you an option to make this harder if you want to go a little bit harder. We'll bring those palms together, and then we'll take palms to the outside of the right knee. Come back to center, outside of left knee. Total option here, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. If you're with me here, we've got 3 more on each side. You can stay centered if you want to stay centered. Chest is up no matter where you are. Inner thighs together. 1 more each side if you're doing the twist. And then everybody to center, take a full inhale. Full exhale. And then draw your knees into your chest, wrap your forearms around and make your way onto your back. Yes. You can make some circles with those knees if you'd like to. You can rock side to side. We'll take 3 breaths here. And then we'll come back to center, plant those feet on the ground here. We're gonna cross that right ankle on top of that left thigh here. And then keep crossing it all the way over so that your inner thighs are together. So nice, polite leg posture here, right? Arms can take up as much space as you'd like. We're going to keep this tight cross of these legs. Find an inhale. And then as we exhale, take this twist over to the left. If this is too much of a twist for you, you can unhook those legs, everybody, just so you know. 3 breaths. And then gently come back to center. We're gonna unhook that right leg and then rock those knees side to side gently here. And then come on back to center. And then we'll cross that left ankle on top of that right thigh and then continue that cross all the way over here. Thighs are together. Again, arms taking up as much space as you'd like. Find an inhale. Exhale those legs to the right, getting our left side body stretch here. Again, if this is too much with those legs like that, you can unhook them. 3 breaths. And then we'll carefully inhale ourselves back to center. Unhook that left leg and then rock those knees side to side again here. And then we'll gently draw those knees in towards the chest. Reach in between those thighs, grabbing onto the toes, the arches of the ankles. For happy baby here, you can rock side to side. You can straighten one leg, straighten the other leg. We'll take 5 big breaths here, everybody. Two more breaths. And then we'll gently draw those knees back to center here. You're welcome to extend those legs straight up in the air, heels towards the ceiling, toes towards your face. You're welcome to stay here if you'd like to. If you'd like to make your way over to the wall and take legs up the wall, you can do that. Or if there's any other postures you would like to take to finish out your practice for today, please feel free to find those poses that you need today. If you've taken a twist to one side, make sure you take that twist to the other side. And continue to find that breath. And then if there's any transitional postures you'd like to take before Shavasana, shifting over to legs up the wall if you haven't done that yet, or finding a lying butterfly stretch, you're welcome to any of that. If you are ready for full Shavasana, please feel free to make your way there. Legs will go long. Arms can take up as much space as you would like to. feet coming out to the width of the mat. And then once you're ready, find a full inhale. Exhale into the earth, support of the earth beneath you, and enjoy. Let's find a big breath all the way in. And a full breath all the way out. Gently beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently rolling the wrists and the ankles. Feel free to rock your head side to side if that feels good. When you feel ready, you can extend those arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toe tips. And find a big breath all the way in. As we exhale, draw those knees in towards the chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, give yourself a big hug here. Gently making your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position. And we'll pause for a moment in this posture, as we always do, to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, use both hands to bring you up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like and feels like for you. Palms pressing together at heart center, eyes open or closed. We'll close out today's practice with one more full round of breath together. Let's inhale and exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Yay, everyone. I hope it was everything you needed it to be on this Friday. Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Have a
Hey.
great weekend.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Courtney.
Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Yay.